life lessons foretold. Stay golden, girls and boys, stay golden.
Hey babes, it's me, Courtney, and you're tuned into Stay Golden, Golden Grades, the show where we rank every episode of The Golden Girls. Today, we're going to be ranking 5 more episodes. You told us you want a grading system, and we agree, and so we're going to be giving it to you. I want to know in the comments below this time, what type of grading system? Should it be numerical, alphabetical, or, as I think it should be, iconic? A certain number out of Stan's toupees, Sophia's purses, Blanche's red dresses. The one that gets the most likes is the one that we're going to use. Today, because it's Courtney's choice, it's going to be Stan's toupees. And these episodes, in my opinion, are 1.5 out of 5 Stan toupees. This episode, we're grading Two Rode Together, Rose's Big Adventure, You Gotta Have Hope, The President's Coming, Part 1 and Part 2. Number 155 on our list is Rose's Big Adventure. I'm going to start with the B plot because the episode starts with the B plot where the girls are remodeling what I believe is supposed to be the garage in order to accommodate guests that are coming. Why do they suddenly need to remodel a garage? Because they've had plenty of guests over the last 2+ years. The guy that they have who's going to remodel their place comes in a 3-piece suit. And they seem a little surprised by this. Who trusts a guy in a 3-piece suit to come remodel their garage? Sophia, in a scheme, has her friend Vincenzo in the wheelchair as the guy who's going to remodel this? Question mark. A plot. Rose's boyfriend recently retired from his job and he's got a lot of free time. P.S. He likes to spend that free time at home watching television. P.P.S. Rose not so into that. And he decides he wants to sail the world on a boat. Except he invites Rose. Are you telling me that Rose is just going to quit her job and then go on a boat for the, next 6 months? Yeah, apparently she was going to. I'm not buying it. The jokes in this episode don't really land that well for me, though there is this funny one.
Hey, give me a break. You can't smell that from the hall.
Was there an opportunity to kind of talk about the need to stay busy, even if it's not work, but passion projects, volunteering, just doing something every day? I think a missed opportunity there. Number 154 on the list is You Gotta Have Hope. Whew, okay.
I'll be the laughing stock of the ladies' auxiliary.
Would it help if I got Bob Hope to be our MC?
How are you going to get Bob Hope?
Easy. He's my father.
Does that a mic drop? That feels like a mic drop to me.
I'm serious. Bob Hope is my father. Well, sort of. I mean, he could be, maybe.
Rose, what the hell are you talking about?
There's something I've never told you girls. I spent the first 8 years of my life at the St. Olaf Orphanage.
The idea that Rose has been hiding this from them for so long. Rose's goodness in this episode, that she really believes that Bob Hope is her father, that she draws strength from him, that he's going to come through, and the pure happiness and joy when Bob Hope does show up, it's beautiful. Betty White does an amazing job of selling this as a possibility for Rose. As a storyline, I just can't buy it. This episode also doesn't work for me on a pop culture reference level. As the show is aged and the audience has, in some ways, gotten younger, there's 15, 16-year-old kids watching this at home with their parents in love with the ladies as much as we are who saw them when they first aired. These references don't fall as well. The best part about this episode is when the guy sings Puff the Magic Dragon.
Puff the magic dragon, live by the sea.
And the second best part about this episode is the throwaway line that, frankly, should be its own episode.
And now I'd like to thank all those bake sale participants who raised money for the Religious Cult Deprogramming Center.
Hello, stop the presses. I want to hear more about this situation. What cult was it? How did they get deprogrammed? How did they get into the cult? What's going on in their life now? What was going on in their life then? That's the storyline I want to hear from, and in the comments below, what cult do you think they were talking about? Number 153 is Two Rode Together. This is the Sophia kinda sorta gets to go to Disney World episode. For me, this is actually a really special episode, and I struggle putting it at this number because For me personally, it means a lot, but from a grading standpoint, it doesn't have the comedic oomph. This reminds me and is special for me because of my grandmother. This is, or was, my grandmother. Her name was Bertha, and when I was younger, she went to Disney World with me and my family, and I used to watch Golden Girls with her at her house when she took care of me after school, and I stayed with her during the summer times. I get Dorothy 100%.
You know, sometimes we'll be watching TV and I start wondering how many more times I have left like that. And I find myself staring at her and like I'm trying to freeze her face in my memory. Like I never want to forget one single line or wrinkle. And suddenly she'll turn to me and say, "Why are you staring at me? I've been wanting to pick my nose for the past half hour."
I'm 32 years old as we film this episode, and Dorothy is much older than I am right now. But I get so much her fear about her mother passing away and her having never said the things that she wanted to say, and the idea that Dorothy is sitting there sometimes just watching her mom instead of being present because she wants to remember her mother, because their relationship is an amazing part of the show. You know, Pussycat and Ma, the Shady Pines, the Barbs, but at the end of the day, Dorothy says Sophia is the best Ma that anyone could have asked for. And this episode feels real, and you want to be present, but at the same time you want to remember. And this episode does a beautiful job of that. And her taking her to Disney World and just never getting out of the room because she wants to go over the baby pictures and she wants to remember, and there's a slideshow, and I get that. And this episode for me is my grandmother. That's her, and she's my meme. And so this episode for me is that. And it's actually a really hard episode to watch because of that, but simultaneously an amazing episode. And the jokes aren't that great. Blanche doesn't take criticism well because she doesn't like the feedback Rose gives her when they're going to write a fable together. And I think the B plot takes a back seat to the A plot, and it's clear, and that's okay. It just doesn't make it an amazing comedic episode. It makes it an interesting human episode. And it's still a 153 on this list, despite how much it means to me. Number 152 on the list is The President's Coming Part 1. They're interested that the president's coming. Is he going to stay? The Secret Service is talking to them. And it's just kind of a vehicle to get them to remember funnier things that we all enjoy. There are some great flashbacks, like this one.
Can't use this towel.
Blanche, come on, it's an emergency. We'll replace it next week.
Oh, no, you cannot replace this towel. There are too many fond memories attached to this towel.
Blanche, please, I am in no mood to hear about the parade of endless sexual encounters that you have experienced up and down the Florida coastline. With only this towel between your hot flesh and the cold, wet sand.
However, that doesn't make a great episode. Those episodes are great. That's why they're being referred to. So this only sort of kind of makes the episode good because I'm laughing at things that I laughed at before. Number 151 on the list, surprise, The President's Coming Part 2. Still the same old George Bush is coming down to Miami, and they are going to meet him. That's the new information in this plot. And Dorothy, she's got a couple of things she wants to say to him. Very Dorothy Zbornak of her. But again, interstitials to the flashbacks. Some funny flashbacks in this episode, like this one. Otherwise, the flashback episode doesn't really do much to provide context, characterization, or move the plot along. It's a compilation of funny clips. Thank you for watching. In the comments below, let us know. Did we get something right? Did we get something wrong? I appreciate you guys giving us feedback on what type of grading system in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a friend. I know some of you have commented and said that you love when these come out, and I am so glad that this is a part of your life and a part of your day. And thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, you certainly can do so now, tonight, tomorrow, anytime you want. We're here for you. Like, share, comment, and as always, stay golden out there.